Hello everyone! Today we will read from Nyingma Master's biography. The third Dodrupchen Rinpoche Jigme Tenpe Nyingma was born on the evening of Monday, the 18th day of the second month of the wood ox year of the 14th Rabdrong, which was 1865, in the Chakong tribe of the Nup clan of the Achakdru lineage. He was born at Chakri Obar, a sacred hill in the upper Mar Valley of Golok, where his mother, Sonamso, lived. His father was Dudrum Lingpa, a famous adept and a great Tertong, who was then living at Dropuk, a hermitage in a small gorge about a mile away from Chakri. His father named him Sonam Tenzin. Dodrupchen had 7 younger brothers, all of whom were famous Tulkus. Dodrupchen was recognized by the 4th Dzogchen Rinpoche, Mingyur Namkhet Dorje, born 1793. In his prophecy, there is a line that identifies the third Dodrupchen as the adornment of the excellent iron casket, an allusion to the Chakong or iron casket tribe, where he is from. In 1810, he was enthroned at Yarlo Pemako Monastery in the Ser Valley. For many years, he spent the summers at Yarlo Pemako and the winters at Dodrupchen Monastery, which is also known as Sangchen Gon, or the monastery at Sangchen Field. Later, Dodrupchen Monastery became his main seat. At the beginning, Tulku Trime, a 6-year-old younger brother of his, came to stay with him. After a few years, Tulku Trime no longer wished to live in a monastic structure and returned home. Then another brother, Tulku Pema Dorje, came to stay with Dodrupchen. Later on, Tulku Pema Dorje became the administrator of the monastery and the devout caretaker of Dodrupchen's projects until his death. Tulku Pema Dorje said, Dodrupchen Rinpoche would hardly say anything directly about what to do, but listening to his hints, I would try to fulfill his aspirations. Dodrupchen went to Dzogchen Monastery and studied with Khenpo Pema Dorje. At the beginning, it was difficult for him to understand the meaning of philosophical texts. He often cried himself to sleep, and in the morning he found that his head was stuck to the pillow because of his tears. One morning, he said to his tutor, "Last night in a dream, I saw 3 lamas in ascetic costumes in a temple. The middle one was holding a volume in his hand. I asked him, 'Who are you? What is this volume?' He replied, 'I am Do Khyentse Yeshe Dorje. This volume is for helping people who cannot learn their lessons.' I asked him to give me the book. He did so, and I felt extremely happy. So I have confidence that if I study today, I shall learn." Thereafter, the breadth of his understanding suddenly burst forth, and he had no difficulty in understanding the meaning of the texts. The next year, he went to the great master Paltru Rinpoche, 1808 to 1887, in the Tsachuka Valley. He received many teachings from Paltru. He was able to grasp the meaning of the texts the first time he heard something, and he did not require a teaching assistant to review the lesson with him. Dodrupchen was only 8 years old when Paltru Rinpoche sent messengers all over Tsakchuka Valley inviting people to hear him, for he would be giving the annual teaching on Bodhicharya Avatara before a big assembly of monks and lay people at Sakya Monastery. Paltru Rinpoche himself ordered the ceremonial mandala and requested the teaching. Dodrupchen presented the discourses, and everyone was astonished by his understanding and confidence. At first, Dodrupchen's little voice didn't reach people who were sitting far away, but slowly his voice became stronger and all were able to hear. Paltru expressed his joy in a message to Khyentse Wangpo, saying, "Connecting the Dharma of scholarship, the Tulku of Dodrupchen has given the explanatory teachings on the Bodhicharya Avatara at the age of 8. That is amazing. As for the Dharma of realization, Nyalka Pema Dudu, 1816 to 1872, has just attained the rainbow body, so the doctrine of Buddha has not yet declined." Paltru was very kind and respectful to Dodrupchen, and he would let him sit on his pillow during his teachings. One early morning, Paltru heard that Dodrupchen was crying. Later, he told that Dodrupchen had dozed during his dawn prayers, and his tutor had given him a spanking. Paltru was so upset at what the tutor had done that he told Dodrupchen, "When you die, don't go to Zantok Palri, for if you do, Guru Rinpoche will send you back again, as he is always worried about Tibetans. You just go to Dewa Chen. Amitabha's Pure Land, and don't come back to these people. Palchu didn't like the tutor as he was too harsh for little Dodrupchen. On Dodrupchen's next visit to Palchu, he had Akulodro, a gentle, respectful, gray-haired monk, as his tutor. Palchu was happy with him, and he said, "Oh, he looks like a tutor of an important lama." Whenever Akulodro had to discipline Dodrupchen, first he would make 3 prostrations to him. So even many years later, when Akulodro made prostrations in order to receive teachings from him, Dodrupchen said, "It still makes me nervous to see Akulodro doing prostrations to me." From many teachers, mainly Khenpo Pema Dorje, Palchu Rinpoche, Khyentse Wangpo, the 4th Dzogchen Rinpoche, Muratoku Pema Dechen Zangpo, Shechen Tutop Namgyal, Gyaro Namcho Kunzang Tekchuk Dorje, Mipan Namgyal, Gyawa Dona Gyatso, Kongchul, Yongten Gyatso, and Tertong Sogyal. Dodrupchen received teachings on Vinaya, Madhyamaka, Nyaya, Prajnaparamita, Abhidharma, and the old Tantras and new Tantras. He received the transmission of the complete Nyingma teachings, with particular emphasis on Yapshi and Longchen Dingtik from Khyentse Wangpo, Khenpo Pema Dorje, and the 4th Dzogchen Rinpoche. He became a great master and holder of many lineal transmissions. He received visions of many masters and divinities and achieved many attainments. But little is known of his inner realizations because he hardly disclosed any. When he mentioned any visions, he always portrayed them as dreams. That might have been true because for a realized person, dreams are illusory and luminous clarity of one's own wisdom mind, and so too, all pure visions are manifestations of that illusory and luminous clarity. When he was 15, as political dangers kept people in turmoil of great fear, Roksa Lama Palge asked Dodrupchen to check his dream signs. He did so for 3 nights. On the first night, he saw a fearful bird in a cage. Other birds were trying to oppose the caged bird, but they all collapsed when they arrived before it. Then someone told Dodrupchen, if many yellow swans surround him and fly over him, he will faint and fall. On the second night, he was in a dense forest. Someone said, at the edge of the forest, a dangerous tiger is ready to jump and eat everyone. But at present, only his head is raised to look around while his body is still lying on the ground. If powerful tantrikas throw dormas, he will lower his head to the ground. On the third night, he was given a message from Khyentse Wangpo that explained the ultimate danger to Buddhism and the peace of Tibet. The message will be given later in the life of the 4th Dodrupchen, Thupten Trinle Palza. The dreams indicate, he said, that if all religious people collectively perform rites of averting negative forces now, the dangers will be avoided. Otherwise, the peace and wisdom of Buddhism will be diminished before long. Then he emphasized that it is very important for each and every person, monks, nuns, and lay people, to say Om Mani Padme Hum in groups or individually as many times as they could, with compassion and devotion. That would be the greatest way of averting such dangers. Some great lamas of that area tried their best to follow such advice, but many said, Rinpoche told us to say Om Mani Padme Hum. That means there's nothing much we can do but say the mantra and prepare for death. And they didn't do much. Among illiterate or less educated people, there's a popular notion that meditation on compassion and saying peaceful mantras are preparations for death, or for the attainment of enlightenment, while for averting great dangers you have to perform exorcism. But the truth is that any form of Buddhist practice must be based on compassion and serve all.